Hi, and welcome to page 2 and 3 of this mini album tutorial. Today we will be using the die Leaves and Tagged from Penny Black, Love Chapter, Kate's Alphabet, Inspiring, Roman Surround, Floral Applique, and With Flourish stamps, together with Life's Messages, and Designer Tropical Gelatos, and Faber-Castell Mixed Media Journal, and Spellbinders Label 16. To begin, I'm covering the front page with Frisk film so that it doesn't get damaged whilst working on the reverse side. I'm then using watermelon gelato and raspberry gelato to cover the entire area and blending together with a damp wet wipe. I then take Floral Applique and Versamark ink and stamp into each corner of the page and cover with white embossing powder. Take Love Chapter and Memento Lilac Posies ink and stamp repeatedly down the page. Here's the finished page. Once dry, rub with an anti-static bag and take Versamark ink and one of the sentiments from Life's Messages and stamp into the centre. Again cover with white embossing powder and then add the little fancy lines top and bottom using the same technique. This completes the inside of the front cover. You can now go back and add the embellishments to the front cover. Now I'm going to trim off any pieces that overhang the edge of the album. Apply dimensional glue to the butterflies. And adhere to the front cover. This now completes the first and the inside page of the album, and we can now begin to start on page 3. Again, we're going to use some Frisk film to cover the back of the page so that it doesn't get dirty whilst we're working on the other side. Using the With Flourish stamp, I'm going to take the Spellbinders Label 16 dies and line them up in the stamp so that they will fit perfectly once it's cut out. I use a bit of washi tape to hold them in place. This way I know that the frame that I create will fit perfectly into the stamp. Rub over an anti-static bag and then take Versamark ink and ink my With Flourish stamp and stamp onto my die cut frame. I then ink the frame with clear embossing powder or white embossing powder, whichever you prefer. I've used white here. Heat set it and it is now ready to colour. I'm using watermelon gelato, rubbing it on and then blending in with my finger. I then take a wet wipe and lightly go over the embossed area to highlight the image and then rub off with a dry cloth. I then use a bit of Frisk film to cover the centre of my card and then use snow cone gelato to go around the outside. Blend with a damp wet wipe and then add raspberry gelato to the edge and blend again with a wet wipe until you have a nice even coverage. Take Love Chapter and stamp again using Memento Lilac Posies ink. Repeat all the way down the page. You can then remove the mask and use Kate's alphabet to stamp the message "Photo here" with VersaFine ink. I always start with the middle letter so that my lining up is easier across the area that I want to cover. Then take one of the penny black leaves dies and cut out of some card and use Margarita Gelato to colour in. Then take Roman Surround background and May Green big brush marker pen and cover an area of the stamp. Place your paper on top and press firmly. Once dry, you can then remove the actual die-cut leaves, and they're ready to go on your project. Position them until you are happy and then use 3-in-1 glue from Beacon Adhesives to adhere to the actual page. Trim off any excess over the edge of the page. Then to create the lift in the frame, I'm using some dimensional foam and attaching to 3 sides of the frame. This way you'll be able to slip a photo into the side that hasn't got any adhesive on. I'm then using some sequins, and I found some little pink sequin flowers to attach to the front of the frame. Adhere them with gem tack adhesive. Then take a Sticks 2 pickup pencil and take some white pearls and add to the centres of the sequin flowers, again using the gem tack adhesive. I'm then using the arrow from Tagged and Margarita Gelato again to colour. This time I use the May Green brush and the inspiring stamp that looks like a wood grain. Again, add to my project with 3-in-1 glue and trim the edges. I then take the butterfly from the same tag set, add ice cone and Margarita Gelato, blend them together, and then I take the light cobalt turquoise big brush pen and ink up part of the frame and stamp onto the butterfly. Once this is dry, I then push out, shape lightly by bending upwards from the centre, and attach to the page again with 3-in-1 glue from Beacon. This then completes page 3. Thank you for watching. For further details and more inspiration, please visit my blog at candronicocardcraft.blogspot.co.uk. Please visit my YouTube account to see videos for the other pages in this album.